Hello everyone, my name is Ethanol, and this is the last session of the Future Energy Leaders Club. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been nice engaging with a lot of you to get to know about your perspective of how our problem of insufficient power supply can be solved. And it is very nice to know that most of you will be going out there to be ambassadors of energy and power supply in Nigeria. And so this last session we are dedicating it into looking at alternative source of power generation in Nigeria, especially for technologies that are renewable. We are talking about green alternatives, technologies that are environmentally friendly. So just imagine a city like us, a city where all the power sources is coming from renewable technologies. This is doable. We do not require huge investment in energy sources that can be depleted, and that is the direction a lot of developing countries or developed countries are moving into. For example, Germany, most of their electricity, as a matter of fact, 90% are gotten from renewable energy technologies like solar and wind. So it's very sustainable, and it's something we also in Nigeria can be able to achieve. So one of this technology that of course we've discussed and we've experimented on is the use of solar power. This is a map of Africa and where a lot of solar or sun irradiates a lot. And so on the scale, Nigeria gets fair amount of sunshine every year. And the good thing about the solar power is that the sun, the energy we get from the sun over the whole earth in a day is sufficient to supply the whole world energy for a whole year. So just imagine the power we get just 1 out of 365 days is enough to supply everyone energy for a whole year. So that shows the intense amount of energy potential in sun. The only thing is, how can we be able to tap into this energy source efficiently and use it for our own human needs? The second one, of course, is wind turbine. And so wind turbine operates by the rotation of the blades in the turbine, and this rotation generates mechanical energy, which is then transformed into electrical energy. The same, Nigeria has a lot of potential across the northern region for wind turbine. And of course, along the western borders, we have a lot of potential to install wind power plants there. And this is going to be very good, because also, apart from the fact that we can place some wind power plants on land, we can also place them offshore in the sea, because wind blows a lot during the day offshore, and then we can actually get a lot of energy. Apart from these two major sources of renewable energy technologies, we also have energy technologies that we can derive from, for example, plants. So we can convert plants into ethanol, and ethanol, which is another form of fuel that you can use to run your cars. Also, we can get energy from the ground. We can utilize the heat coming from the ground and convert this heat energy to electrical energy or any other forms of energy, depending on what we want. Also, instead of constructing huge hydro station, it is possible for us to construct little hydro station that can benefit little communities instead of relying on the national grid. And so these are some of the technologies that are viable now. Nigeria's transportation sector utilizes about 40% of the total energy consumption, and that is huge because what it means is that we burn a lot of petrol and diesel on the road, which we already know gives out carbon dioxide, which is harmful to our environment. What it means is that there are a lot of CO2 emissions or carbon emissions, as you might call it, to the atmosphere, which will affect us. If we say don't use generators because they release CO2, what about cars? Cars also, because our cars rely on petrols and diesel to run, they still give out fumes or carbon dioxide. So are there technologies that we can utilize so that we will not rely on diesel and petrol, but at the same time will not release harmful gases into our atmosphere? Of course there is. Number one is the use of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles uses battery, they require no fuel. What you just need to do is to recharge your batteries, and the cars run on batteries. There are other ones like the ethanol. For the ethanol, if you remember, I told you that from the leaves, some special leaves we can process them to get ethanol. Ethanol is another form of oil, the same way they do to get vegetable oil from plants. That is how they process these plants to get ethanol or other biodiesel oil. These oils can be used for transportation, and of course we can substitute the use of petrols and diesel with the use of ethanol. Countries like Brazil, they use a lot of ethanol because they do not want to depend on importing a lot of oil and gas. The one I like most is the cars that run on water. I will be demonstrating this very soon. These are cars that require no fuel. Their fuel actually is hydrogen. And hydrogen mixed with oxygen to give water. So the interesting part of this technology is that the waste product is not even harmful. It's something we're used to, which is water. And then you can even recycle the waste product to give hydrogen, which is the fuel, and then reuse it. And so what you just need to do is you need water. You get water, break it down into hydrogen, store the hydrogen into hydrogen tanks. So instead of having like fuel tanks, you have hydrogen tanks. And from these hydrogen tanks, it goes to come to the fuel cell engine, where hydrogen mixes with oxygen coming from the air, and then give the waste product of water. This is an amazing technology, and we believe that this is the direction for transportation. And if these technologies will definitely be adopted in Nigeria, we will see lesser carbon dioxide emission, and then which will improve the air quality and of course improve the overall quality of life in Nigeria. And we believe that these are technologies that a lot of people are working on, and so if you're interested in knowing how this works, there will be a demonstration in this session to show you how cars actually run on water. It was a dream, but now it's a reality, and that is the direction. And we believe that as you have, no matter the dreams that you have, no matter the idea that you have, it's valid because one day it will become a reality. So I want to keep charging you to keep dreaming, keep dreaming big. Don't let people tell you it is not possible, because impossibility is nothing. If you can think about it, you can achieve it. We've enjoyed having you on this session. It's been a very, very great time for me to connect with a lot of you about energy technologies. My name is Akinola Oyedele, and I would love to connect with you in the future. If you have questions, let us know, and we in TechSmart we would love to hear back from you. I hope this session has been a really nice time for you, and I hope that you can take out the message to other students that have not been part of this forum, or even people outside your school, to tell them about interesting things that will change the energy scenario in the future. It's been worthwhile. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And see you next time. Bye.